my name is Erica, and today I'm going to be listing off my top 5 least favorite book to movie adaptations. Now, I have actually not seen a lot of recent book to movie adaptations. First reason is that I haven't really been reading a lot of books that have been made into movies most recently, but another reason is that I don't really care to see them, I guess, or read the books in general if I haven't read them. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to go see a movie that's based from a book, usually because I know I might be disappointed, but I also have been really good about trying to keep them separate. It just depends, but lately, I haven't seen a lot of recent book to movie adaptations. There's just a lot out there that I haven't seen or even read the book for. So I'm just going to be naming my top 5 least favorite book to movie adaptations that I've actually read the book and seen the movie. Let's just get right into it. The first one that I vividly remember is The Series of Unfortunate Events. There are 13 books in the Series of Unfortunate Events. The original movie, not the Netflix series, focused on the first 3 books, which are The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, and The Rear Window. No, The Wide Window. Oh my gosh. I grew up loving those books. They're obviously children's books, so they're very easy to read. You can get through them pretty quickly. My sister actually just reread all of them, which is awesome. I wanted to do that, but I just haven't really felt like it. But the movie I thought was just terrible. I thought they picked really good actors for it, but in general they mess up the storyline a lot. Honestly, I haven't seen this movie in a really long time, but I know I did not like it, which I was kind of disappointed about. I feel like they didn't do it justice, and then they put things in really weird orders, and they just obviously rushed through it. It was hard, obviously, to put it all into one movie when it was 3 books. They are very short, but I was not a fan of that movie. But it has been a long time since I've seen it though. The next one that I did not like was Breaking Dawn Part 2. Now, I am not a huge Twilight fan anymore. I did really like it when I was younger, but I kind of grew out of that phase. And I remember Breaking Dawn Part 2, it took me years to finally actually sit and watch it. First of all, Breaking Dawn itself is not that much of an exciting book. You get all this build up for nothing to happen. And then the movie, they just kind of took it way too far in that aspect, in that they made that huge dream sequence of everyone literally dying. And I remember sitting there and I was like, this did not happen. I was so confused. I'm like, did I read a different book? I was so lost. And then it goes all the way back and it was like, that was just the vision. So yeah, overall, definitely not a fan of Breaking Dawn Part 2. And honestly, Twilight in general, like I said, it's just not something I'm that into anymore. But I did have my phase where I did really enjoy it. So yeah. Okay, the next one is The Fifth Wave. Now, I actually enjoyed the first book, and after that I felt like it got really repetitive and didn't really go anywhere. And when I first saw the movie, I actually did really like it, I think, but then I realized over time that it wasn't really that good. Obviously, they had to change a lot of things and, whatnot. I'm honestly not a huge Chloe Grace Moretz fan. She's a great actress. For some reason, sometimes I just have a hard time with certain actors. I don't know why, but I was not a huge fan of The Fifth Wave. It's been so long since I've seen these movies, but I really did like the book. I like the first book a lot. It's by Rick Yancey, if you don't know it. I liked the concept and whatnot, but overall it felt really repetitive, and I felt like the story didn't really go anywhere after the first book. Anyway, The Fifth Wave is another movie that I wasn't a huge fan of. The last 2 that I don't really like are ones that I love the series, and I just was so mad about the movie. I usually try to keep them now separate, but first off, Vampire Academy, I love that series. I love it so much. And I hated that it just got turned into some cliquey Mean Girls. I know it was by the same producer, I think, same director, but it was so bad. It was just such a schoolgirl, I know it's obviously called Vampire Academy, but it just wasn't good. And I really liked the casting choices for the most part of it, but in general, I was very disappointed in that movie. It didn't stay true to the storyline, and I just felt like they took some of the drama too far, and they just tried to make it really cheesy, and it just wasn't very good. So I was not a fan of that one. And last but not least, Mortal Instruments. I hated that movie. It just popped up in my time hop that I went and saw it so many years ago. I was very excited because my friend and my sister and I were all going to go together, and I was trying to be a really good friend and see it, but I knew going into it I was going to hate it. And casting wise, they didn't do a bad job. I love that they had Lena Headey as Clary's mom. I thought that was a really good choice, and she's so beautiful. I mean, the movie, I love Lily Collins. She's really great. Overall, the casting was fine. They messed up so much in that movie. My least favorite thing that they did was at the end, I think Valentine told someone, tell them that they're brother and sister or something. And that's the worst thing ever, because that's literally them spoiling the fact that Jace and Clary aren't brother and sister because like, oh, lie. Like, he gave it away that they're not actually siblings, which I guess is kind of good, because had they kept going, people would have been kind of confused if they hadn't read the books, because they're like, wow, this is incest, how horrible is that? I don't know, there's just something about when you read the books, which I guess now that I'm looking back, it's kind of bad that we all like ship them together, but you know, as you're reading, you kind of like don't believe that they're brother and sister, even though it's said that they are. I don't really know if that makes sense. But I don't know, it just really bothered me. Like, I was not a fan of that movie, and I was mad that they gave that huge spoiler away. What's kind of fun about reading the book is that you have this idea that they're not siblings, and then there's like all this tension, and then they like, I don't really, now that I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't really sound very good. But overall, I just was not a fan of it, and they just messed up a lot of things, and I feel like I'm not going into enough details. Okay guys, those are my least favorite book to movie adaptations. This was pretty short. Sorry I didn't go into more details, but it's hard when I like haven't watched them in a long time, and also just know that I didn't like them. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a nice little thumbs up. If you want to keep following me on this booktube journey, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ErikaAGabo. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!